think they're weeds. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with the dandelion. Eat the leaves, flowers, the roots, but there are two things I like to do with dandelions and that I do every summer. Let me show you what them two things are. The two things I like about dandelions every summer is that I get to make dandelion coffee out of the roots. I also like to take the tops of the dandelion, and what I'll do is I will put the tops, the flowers, in a jar, add apple cider vinegar, and I'll just put it in the refrigerator for about a few weeks. Because there's apple cider vinegar in here, this thing's going to last for a long time. But what I'll do is, after a few weeks, I'll take some dandelions out, and I'll squeeze out the apple cider vinegar, and I'll eat them, or I'll put them in a salad. And I'll tell you what, if you try this, you can eat more than one. I'm telling you right now, these are almost addicting. They are to me anyway. But I also like to put them in my salads. So this is one method that I like to use dandelion flower for. And if you notice, I didn't take off the green of the flower. I left that right in there. You might think it's going to make it taste bitter, but it don't. Not because of the apple cider vinegar. It won't taste bitter at all. But that's one of my favorite things to do with dandelion flowers. This summer, I tried something different. I took the dandelion flower and I removed the green from the bottom of the flower. This is just nothing but dandelion petals. And I thought I'd try it as a tea. And the petals are very light and fluffy. And they're all dried. But the petals will look at all the fluff. The petals do make a tea. It's very light. I wasn't very satisfied with it. But you can make a tea, a light tea out of the petals. But for my coffee, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can take the root after you clean them, and don't even scrape them, just like they are. Put them in a blender. Blend them up. Layer them on a pan and cook them in the oven. I tried that and I don't like that method. It makes more of a dandelion tea than a coffee, and it's a little bit better that way than using the petals. The way I like to make my coffee, and it's always turned out good this way, I'm not going to use a blender. I don't like using the blender. What I'm going to do is just dice them up. Just enough to get them cubed up. That's all I want. Okay, let's get this pan nice and hot. No oil, no water, nothing. Don't want anything in there. And you see how chunky that is? This is the reason why I like to cut my dandelion root up. I do not like to put it in the blender. Blending it makes it real mushy. And doesn't give you cubes. And I want to get these cubes nice and black. We got the stovetop on number 8 right now. We may lower it or raise it as we go along. dry frying this for about almost 7 minutes, 8 minutes, and you're going to see a lot of smoke come up. A lot of that is moisture, and some of it is the drying of the, the cooking of the root. I am cooking it a little bit faster than I normally do. You can actually lower this down. It might take a little bit longer, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to leave it on 8. Temperature is on 8. I might lower it down to 7 here, but she's doing a good job. See how she's starting to blacken up? That's what you want. Like I said before, if you try this in the oven, it's going to take a real long time, and on top of that, you're not going to get it as black as you want it for the coffee. And it's only going to be brown, and the liquid, once you soak it, it's going to be like a tea, really. It's not going to be like coffee. This is the way you make it to make coffee. You have to dry fry it. Okay, I'm going to turn her off. Just let her cool down in the frying pan. While she's cooling, she'll be drawing a lot more moisture out, but with the heat off. Just let her sit there. Okay, now for the last step. Grind it. And you can feel it. You can feel it and feel how dry it is. There's a little bit of moisture in some pieces, but that's alright. That ain't gonna bother me. Let's grind this baby up. Okay. Okay, here at home, this is how I like my coffee. I drink cowboy coffee every morning. And it's, don't quite make it like this, but it's quite similar. I just put all my grounds into a pot, and heat up the water, and then I pour it into a cup and I drink it. That's how I make my Dandelion coffee. Oh, that's good. Oh, chop. I can definitely taste a nut flavor. Oh, that's good. I made it just like I make my coffee. Milk and a little bit of sugar. I made it a little strong this time, but they come out delicious. I love it. I've even put some liqueur in this before. I put Bailey's Irish Cream or something like that. Goes really well with it too. But I like it just straight up.